Everyone and everything have already been forgiven. Why is this important today? Why am I sending this message out today? So, dear ones, all is well. Know that all is well. In the depths of your being, you are soul, and beyond soul, you are spirit. You're a spark of the prime creator in form. Your length, breadth, and width has no bounds. Your knowledge, your wisdom, your power is unlimited. And you are at the very edge of a major, major breakthrough. The things happening on your world today are quite intense, and some may feel experiences of fear, panic, anger, rage, hatred, grief, sadness, every possible emotion that is still locked into the body, mind, spirit complex of the template of man, humanity, man, woman, child is up for recalibration and sorting. And so, by the divine decree of God and the beyond any universe, because the creator, the prime creator, comes from beyond all constructs. The universe and the universes and the multiverse are constructs. So the prime creator, the source, the original source energy of who you are and where you come from and where you will return to, is beyond all constructs. That includes religious, government, planetary, solar, galactic, universal, omniversal, and any other geometry. It transcends family, it transcends marriages, it transcends relationships, it transcends the body itself, because the body itself is a construct. So this is very important to remember in the redemption process. And the redemption process is far beyond what any worldly religion would tell you, unless you have ears to hear and eyes to see, where those needles in a haystack have been planted within those religions, because they have largely been co-opted for other agendas. Now, that is a whole other conversation. And that is why some of you feel reluctant to look at anything spiritual. It's also a point of contention for those of you who do hold to religion, feeling that yours is the only one, or feeling that there is no way that anybody else other than who's in your religion and understanding your way could possibly be redeemed. Those are falsehoods and lies perpetrated for purposes of obfuscation of truth and keeping people limited and enslaved. But I'm here to tell you today that you and everyone else, including all the bad guys, whoever you feel the bad guy is, whoever you feel the enemy is, have already been forgiven, have already been redeemed. And this may sound like the Christian people do talk about this, though it does get tangled up in knots sometimes. With all due respect to all religions, they may understand it at a core level in their essence, and yet they may not translate it to everyone because they feel like they have to go through a certain religion to get there. So, with all due respect, everyone and everything has already been forgiven for all error, all harming of another, all misthinking. Thinking and thoughts and their resultant manifestations are constructs. And those constructs are also not I, not God, not the universal omnipresent source. They have a limited duration in time and space, and they are not permanent. They are not eternal like God is, like source is. So, therefore, all of that matter and material and energy that has been trapped in form has already been redeemed by the prime creator. It's already been redeemed. It's already saved. Everybody makes it home. Everybody makes it home. The purpose is we must receive it for ourselves in order to experience it here and now. The difference is how you will experience the days and weeks ahead. If you accept and receive that pure, positive source energy, light, and love of the prime creator as what we call total forgiveness of all harms done in your past lives, your ancestral lineages, your current life, for all fears, worries, angers, sorrows, jealousies, and everything else, and everything that you did in this earth plane through a body in an experience of limitation and what we call free will, trying to sort out how to navigate yourself. everything that you did or didn't do that caused harm to someone else in this experience, knowingly or unknowingly, because a lot of these were unconscious, has already been forgiven, is already redeemed. Your job is to simply accept this for yourself. Your job is to go to the source, to go to the prime creator, go within to the source where all the people who know what they're talking about have always told us that is where it resides. Your job is to go within and receive it for yourself. If you are blaming and hating another, if you still hate the enemy, if you're still angry, whoever you perceive the enemy to be, because at this time, different people perceive different beings to be the enemy. And this is all part of the game and the construct down here. If you are holding energy of hatred, anger, rage against the so-called enemy, whoever that is, then it is going to be harder for you to experience that forgiveness for yourself, which you already have. Do you understand? Did all of these people do these things? Yes, maybe, possibly, probably, yes. There's things that have been done. Harms and hurts have been done out of misunderstanding, out of obfuscation of truth, out of lies. We don't really know who that core enemy is that has been causing all that trouble of misinformation, disinformation, lies, etc. But everyone, regardless of how bad they are, how bad they have been, has already been forgiven. And if we are to accept that forgiveness for ourselves, we also have to give it to them. It is physics. It is physics. Now, it doesn't mean you have not been forgiven if you don't accept it for them as well. It just means that your experience of this time period is going to be more intense. It's going to feel more painful. It's going to feel more crazy and wild as all of the old material and energy gets burned up in your system. So if you are able to receive that forgiveness for yourself within you, or become willing to do so, then forgive all else and everyone else, you will experience an accelerated cleansing of your own body, mind, spirit complex, your own grids, your own ancestral lineages, your own past lives, you on all dimensions, and collapse the positive, negative polarity charges back into the oneness and the light that is pre-existing all of creation. And as you do that, you will experience a massive reintegration of all of yourselves, positive, negative, plus, minus, male, female, dark, light, good, bad, and for everyone else as well. And as you experience that, you may also have the pressure of those old feelings of fear and anger and resentment and jealousy and hatred arising within you. And so your only job is to feel it and to heal it and to allow the energy of source to move through you, to collapse the negativity and the charges and the positive, negative poles of all these things. Receiving forgiveness for yourself is redemption. The redemption codes are now here for you to accept and receive. You and your personal relationship with Source will work out the pathway for you to fully experience this redemption as a reality in your inner being, in your outer world. And as this final sequence of redemption is underway and in play on the earth plane, there is going to be a lot of stuff being worked out. Anywhere that the density has been holding on to the last shred, attempting to do things that are harmful to others out of whatever will or experience or perception of reality that it's doing it from, are playing themselves out. And all those who are still holding hatred, anger, fear, resentment, grief, sadness, it's going to feel like density, and it's going to feel more difficult to work through. And as you accept the redemption codes, as you experience that true forgiveness beyond all form and beyond all construct for yourself, you will have a smoother ride through these times. And it is important to experience yourself as spirit and not as the body. The body, as the redemption vehicle, has a limited duration in time and space. It was never designed to be a permanent structure in this 3D form where we are experiencing it now. What will come beyond this redemption process that we are in right now, nobody knows. However, the main concept to get here is that I am not a body. I am not a limited being. I am spirit. I am love. I am the light of the prime creator. I am at one with source, atoned. Become willing to accept this truth for yourself. The willingness is all it takes, and the willingness to receive the redemption codes and the willingness to forgive yourself and all others is all it takes. And then you and source will work out the details of your life to make it so. And in the meantime, you will be navigating some what we call intensity at this time. So your relationship with your source, your instincts and your intuition is what you need to rely on. If you call upon source and ask it to work through your instincts and your intuition for you as a spiritual being, you will be navigated to do the right thing that will help you. Things that are truths have been hidden. Things that are lies are appearing as truth in every sector. And so it is hard to know what to believe when you hear information out in the world. That's why you also want to leverage that connection to your source and that power of source light redemption to discern on information, which information to tune into, which information you need, and what is going to make you whole and complete. If you make an intention to be at one with your source light and have it guide you beyond any other guides in any other constructs, this is what is meant by do not worship any idols. You're moving beyond all constructs, any construct whatsoever, anything created by a created being, whether that's on the huge, enormous galaxy universal level or the tiniest items in our daily life level and our own bodies. These are all constructs. They're idols. They're not permanent. They're not source. You are at one, atoned with source already. There is no way you can ever not be source. There is no way you can ever not be source. Those who have been desperate to retain control for a feeling of safety have closed themselves off to this light and this love of source and think that they need other constructs to feed off of. That's why some of the constructs have been built for the purpose of feeding off of others. And even this has been forgiven. Even this has been forgiven. Even the worst crimes and the most terrible things that have happened are so far beyond the truth of who we are as source energy that they are already cleansed, cleared, and healed. Now, as the times come, depending on how much density someone still has in their energy fields, in their vibration, in their body, mind, spirit complex, they will be sorted to a different place to continue working this out. Do you understand? Just because they're going to a different place doesn't mean they're not forgiven already. They are. But they have yet to accept it for themselves because of the vast amount of harm that they've experienced as having done in their own consciousness has not been ready to receive the redemption codes and to be at one with the light and the source again. That's why a bad person can awaken and receive enlightenment just as quickly as a good person if they are willing to do that, if they are willing to receive those redemption codes, if they are willing to understand the truth that they're already forgiven. It can happen very fast. That's why the vision that I was given decades ago of humanity all moving in one direction and that there's going to be a split. And it didn't matter if there was light quotient or dark quotient in a being. That wasn't what the split was about. The split was about, now I'm seeing who has received more of the light within themselves and who has received less, who has off-put density within themselves and who has not, in terms of the ultimate density. In other words, not whether they've done good or bad in this lifetime, but whether they have become willing to receive the forgiveness within themselves and whether they've humbled themselves as a construct before the absolutely beyond any construct, ultimate source, God creator. The beauty is that eventually we come to know ourselves as at one and fully atoned with this source energy. In the meantime, we humble ourselves to it because it is far greater than who we perceive ourselves to be. And if we continue to be locked into our limited perception of who we are, then we will not be able to feel that fuller energy. And as we still believe we are a limited construct, we become as little children to this one that we already are, to this one that is absolutely omniscient, omnipotent, and omnipresent. We humble ourselves. We come within its fold. We go into the light and ask and give thanks and pray. We don't even need to ask for everyone to be forgiven because they already are. We have to receive it for ourselves and therefore also offer it to them, that which has already been given, because it is about what we are holding in our own mind. If we're holding hatred, if we're holding anger, if we're holding resentment, if we're holding fear, if we're holding grief, if we're holding trauma, all these things have occurred not by our conscious fault. They have occurred by what we call compounded momentum in the nature of the law. And we are all responsible yet innocent. We're responsible in the sense that we're the only ones who can receive those redemption codes for ourselves. We're the only ones who can forgive ourselves. We're the only ones who can love ourselves fully and connect with the source and accept in every cell this healing. And the healing will be done for each one perfectly as each one receives it. You are not guilty. There is nothing to be ashamed of. You are loved. You are pure love. Even the worst criminal is this pure love, whether they have the ability to face it, all the crimes and harms that they've done, and to go through what it's going to take to clean that out of themselves. That is up to them and their relationship with God. And it will be worked out for them. The density will be moved out of their system of all those, what we call karmas, or what we call density, will be moved from their system in their own time and way. It's our job to continue holding this light, this oneness, this vision of love for all, and to know that everyone gets to go home. Everyone gets to experience this love. Everyone already is this love. And in the construct of this experience, it will have a beginning, middle, and end. It will have a beginning, middle, and end. We are close to what we might call an ending sequence of an experience and of learnings in this, what we call 3D half-light energy. And now we are on the verge of waking up. We are already waking up. So receive the redemption codes for yourself. Forgive yourself. Love yourself. Receive what has already been given to you. Receive what has already been given to you. The love of your creator, the love of source, the complete healing of everything that ails you. And once we receive it, the healings, the insight, the intuition will accelerate. Will it look exactly like what we think we want for our lives? You know what? We got to let go at this point, because what we thought we wanted for our lives from the point of view of the constructed energy, from the point of view of what our culture told us were our values, from the point of view of many lifetimes of conditioning, from the point of view of our early childhood conditioning, these values and those desires may not have anything to do with this next phase of evolution in the light that we are undergoing. So if you still are holding a vision that is not aligned with the next level, it may not feel right anymore. It may feel difficult to try to manifest it. It may not happen. Doesn't matter. It's like you as a creator can create what you want. And there is a much, 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 much bigger game going on, is all we're saying. There's a much bigger game at play. So as you let go of what you think you want, and as you let go of who you think you are, and as you let go of how you think things need to play out in order to be safe, good, happy, etc., then the more of who you really are can begin to translate through you into the next step and the next step and the next step and the next step. And your intuition will show you the next piece of light and the next piece of information and the next healer and the next experience and the next interconnected experience of your own direct connection with the source within you. So it is a journey unique to each of us, yet leading to the same culminating, gorgeous, beautiful reality of love that is already given to all that is. And on certain levels, you have already received it. You are already atoned and at one with the source energy. And on another level, the level of the construct and this experience, this game board we've been playing at, you've still got pockets of density in different aspects of yourself that you have been holding on to, including attachments to different constructs, whether the construct is a thought form or a thing or a person or a place or another soul or an idea of what needs to happen or a planet or a galaxy. Do you see how these are all constructs? So become willing to be at one with the source. Receive what is already given. Attune and attenuate to the source within you and ask for its assistance in this process of unfolding your love and your light. And watch what happens. Watch what happens as you do this. The pressure on the outside may feel so great that you will not know what to do. It may reach a boiling point. It may reach a tipping point to where the pressure within you, whether that is a buildup of fear or anger or hatred or all three, or whatever it is in you, may get so intense that you finally give, that you finally return to God, that you finally return to source and face yourself and face all that has been and allow the old energies to move through you. It is all part of the process. It is all part of the process which you will come to comprehend more and more as you go through it. This takes bravery and this takes trust. And it is not necessarily going to feel easy as we come to this crescendo. And yet we say to you, this is what you must face. This is what is on the table. This is what is available. So rather than spinning out in fear, rather than spinning out in denial, rather than freaking out on others, feel the energy moving through you and return to that innate wisdom within you and call out to that God, that source, that love, and become willing to receive the redemption codes, become willing to receive the light, become willing to receive the love that you already are and never have not been. Receive it into your experience and then see what happens, and do it again the next day, and do it again the next day, and do it again the next day, and do it again the next day. And you will have your own breakthrough, and you will begin translating this information to others, and you will begin experiencing miracles, and you will begin experiencing all that you will experience on your unique design path between you and the Creator, which only you and the Creator know. And that is the way it should be. It's not about anyone outside of you. It's not about any other construct telling you how to do this or what this is or how to even navigate it. It's going to be a journey of you with you, back to you. Little you, big you. Little you opens up, says, I'm ready to open up and become more of big you, big me. So as little me becomes willing to be at one with big me is going to take little me's hand, put it on the shoulders, go for a journey together. You and your source directly. That is the truth. That is the way. That is the light. So be it and so it is.